Happy Saturday! I'm gonna try out a new microphone alignment area. Instead of it being on my chest, I'm gonna try it for a couple seconds, a couple minutes maybe, see what it sounds like. It is currently Saturday, 9:36 in the morning, May 22nd. Still sober. I don't think I have any bad news. I do got bad news. Forgive me. I got bad news. It's not horrible, but it's bad. Maybe it's not even bad, because I'm not lying. I didn't lie to y'all. And it's evident. But I did get freaking beef jerky again this morning. Even after my buddy, shout out, Go Home Johnny on Instagram, texted me last night. I didn't see it this morning, but he texted me, bro, what are you doing? What's your diet nowadays? You're inspiring me to change mine up. I was like, well, as soon as I got it up and saw it this morning, I said, starting today, I'm doing 1 pound of bison and only drinking water, and I'm doing the bison within a 2-hour period with just salt while lifting weights. And I was like, God damn it. That was when I was laying in bed, so I thought, just groggy, stuffy. I'm always stuffy every morning, period, no matter what. I'm still freaking sick. I don't know what's going on. Blew my nose this morning 3 times separately. I press in a nostril and I blow one nostril. Press in the other and blow that nostril. I've done that 3 times now. Both sides. All 3 times just been blood. So, hopefully I'm coming to the end of this shit. Losing a lot of blood. But I was like, damn it, dude. So, I decided to get my usual from Starbucks. Haven't been in a while. That is the venti. I say large just to make him like this guy. He's here all the time and he doesn't know the sizes yet. I just say, let me get the biggest mocha frappe with no whipped cream. You know what they do? Put whipped cream on it. Am I mad? I don't give a shit. Wish they didn't. I don't like it, but I'm not mad about it. Then I get the Trenti. I didn't know this was a thing until today. Because I was like, let me get the biggest peach ice cream tea sweetened. And she was like, so you want the venti? Or you want the Trenti? I was like, yeah. So I ordered that first. Then I was like, let me get the Trenti mocha frappuccino, no whipped cream, please. And she was like, we can't do the frappuccinos in Trenti. And I was like, oh, okay, well, she said that we can do it in venti. I was like, all right, let's do it in venti. All right, whatever. Well, my first question is always, do y'all have the ham and Swiss paninis? It's my go-to. It's a good sandwich. All right, I'm gonna pause this and see what the audio sounds like now that we're going 80 on the Bluegrass Parkway. It is not horrible. Put it back up in here. It don't sound too bad in my what do you call it? Audio system in the vehicle. Going 80 on the BGP. So yeah, I was like, let me see what happens. I like it. I don't have the thing on my chest. I don't have to worry if the seatbelt's covering the microphone or if my collar's covering the microphone. I don't have to worry about, because last night I made the Off the Clock Thoughts episode, and I was holding the phone in my hand and like talking into the microphone, and I was like, well, then I would, if I'm gonna do that, it does sound clearer and louder, but I'm gonna need a freaking pop filter, and I don't currently have one, and I wouldn't know where to pick one out up on my like route and like cut it up and then rubber band it to the microphone on the Samsung Galaxy Note X, whatever the hell it is. So there's that. I kind of like it. I can just sit here. I feel like I have a feel like I have a microphone that I don't have to hold or touch or feel. Or get right up close to my mouth. I just talk and it's right there in the air. And hopefully the vibration of the van don't throw the sound off. Oh, also I want to apologize. There's like 2 or 3 episodes when I got the Travis sent me the music for the intro outro music, right? So I was like, bro, can I use this? He said, yeah. So then I had to download this app to edit the sound to make the clips, and then a separate app to put it all together. And somewhere within those apps, there was like 2 or 3 episodes. I think the last 2 were just fine, but 2 or 3 before that, there was like weird skipping in the audio, like in the vocals section area. Now I have no idea where that came from or why it's there. I'm gonna assure you, I did no editing. I haven't edited since the first episode. I don't know where that is, where it came from, or how to stop it, and I hope it don't pop up again. The last 2 episodes have been fine, as far as I can tell. So hopefully that's the end of that. I'm gonna flip the microphone real quick. Excuse my sliding or something. Alright. Hopefully it sticks there. Yeah, I don't know what those were. I apologize for it. You didn't miss anything because I heard it. And it was like, oh, it's just skipping it sounded kind of like it was set on a setting where it skips the silences, because it didn't really skip anything I said. So I don't know what the hell it was, but it just came and went. I apologize about that. So today I got the ham and Swiss panini, the venti peppermint mocha frappe with whipped cream, because I don't know if they didn't hear me or not. The lady had an attitude. Sorry, I don't really like talking shit, but the lady had an attitude, because when I was there at the window, she kept saying to me, she was like, is that it? And I was like, well, that's strange for a Starbucks employee to say. And then when I got to the window and I was watching her take the other lady's order, she was like, is that it? She was holding my frappe with whipped cream. And it specifically asked this lady, no whipped cream, please. The one that was taking my order. She's holding it with whipped cream. So I'm like, okay, there's that. And she's asking this lady, is that it? And she's like, got her hand, like her palm up. And she's like motioning, is that it? I'm like, damn, dude. What time did you get here this morning? Have you eaten breakfast? Are you on your period? Is that fucked up that I asked that question? I didn't say that, but I asked it to myself. What is the issue? Why are you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I apologize, ladies. It's just a question men have. Is this, like, it's a legitimate question, but we can't say it out loud because you'd be like, fuck you. Forgive me. But it's a legitimate question I had in my head subconsciously. I didn't choose the question. I was like, what questions can I ask myself? That was just one that popped up because of experience being married for like damn near 3 years. Usually when she was snappy, it was that time of month. So I was just, it's a natural question in my head. So of course I didn't actually ask this woman that. It just popped into my head. I thought it was an interesting thought. I haven't had that thought about somebody other than my ex-wife in a long time. Are you on your period right now? Like, that's it. I don't ask that question about women. Not to them and not to myself, except for my ex-wife. Until this lady this morning, I was like, she's on something. She's on another level of zero dams to give. So yeah, I got those, finished them all while we were loading this morning. Loading our vans, trucks, blah blah blah. I came out, go to the gas station. I got 2 of the Mountain Dew. No, I got 3 of the Mountain Dew, like with the vitamins and the energy or the caffeine or whatever. 3 of those, a pineapple coconut body armor, and the spicy hot, not the Cajun, but just regular hot with the peppers. Mingus beef jerky. Now, hopefully that's all I eat until I get home and eat the bison. I do have to go grocery shopping for more bison. I don't know if I said this, but I did find this out. when my landlord's son-in-law came and showed me about the air conditioner 2 nights ago. I gave him a pack of a pound of, just one package, it's a pound of bison. He said he had tried bison. I was telling him, yeah, dude, I make it, ever since I've discovered bison, I've been using it in replacement of ground beef in everything. Taco meat, spaghetti sauce, all of it. Wherever I would use ground beef, I now use ground bison. It's my shit. It's the shit. It's delicious. And I'm pretty sure it's healthier for you. So I told him that. He's like, yeah, I've never tried it. I was like, take a pack with you. He was like, you expect me to cook it? You think I'm going to cook it? I don't cook. And I was like, tell the old lady to cook it for you. How you want me to make it for you? I'll make it for you. I'll make some damn good spaghetti. I'm a damn chef. They call me damn, Action Bronson out here. Because all the time, when I make something, I say to myself in my head, fuck, that's good. Shout out Action Bronson. So I gave him a pack. But on the pack, he said, something about how long has this been in the fridge, or have you froze this? And I was like, no, but I just read on the package, it said, freeze or eat by, like, the 20th. And it's only the 22nd, so hopefully they did something. I don't know what his pack said. I know that's the pack that I had just made that's in the fridge right now. But it's cooked in a baggie, in a Ziploc baggie. I don't know if that's any good. I'm going to smell it when I get home to eat. That package said freeze or eat by the 20th. So the whole thing about it being good in the fridge for 3 to 5 days, or 3 to 4 days or whatever, I guess it's thrown out the window because the packaging itself says freeze or eat by something like May 20th. So I could have just had it in there that whole freaking time until the 20th and just eaten it, or then stuck it in the freezer and it still would have been fine. So I don't know how it actually works. Maybe they meant bison like outside of the wrapper for 3 to 4 days. I don't know. I'm gonna check that Ziploc meat I got tonight. But yeah, I need to go to the grocery store tonight, pick up some more bison. And there was one other thing I needed to get. I forget. Got a bad memory. Feeling good. Still sober, like I said, no poisons. Didn't mess up last night. I didn't go to the restaurant, but I did go to the bar. I drove my van out there to the old lady's place because my son's motorcycle's sitting out there at the shed. It hasn't been charged. I was surprised it worked. So she said she was getting off at 7:30. I got out there at like 8:30. So I figured she'd be home. When I saw she wasn't home, I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna I took the motorcycle over to the neighborhood friends, drove it out there, and the neighborhood kids were riding around on it. I was hanging out with my ladies and gentlemen, some of my favorite people out there. Went back and forth between there and the bar. Took the motorcycle back to my van. It's right here, right next to me now, because I forgot to bring it in this morning. I laid there in bed this morning at like 6:30. I woke up. I don't usually wake up till like 6:45, 7 o'clock. I have 2 alarms, 6:45, 7 o'clock. Woke up at like 6:30. And I was laying there. I was like, I got to get the motorcycle out of the van and I should work out. Now that I just woke up naturally, I should just work out. I just laid there on my freaking phone. And I'm not one to lay there on my phone. I'm not usually, like up to that shit. But I saw the messages from Johnny. There was something else I saw. And then I just started looking at, what the hell was it? Something interesting. I was like, looking and looking. Oh, I was reading about the damn Gaza, Israeli Palestinian debate. I read this whole damn article on it. I was actually wanting to read it on here. Take up some time, and now we both know what the hell's going on. So yeah, I read this morning at like 6:35. I finally know what's happening. I thought it was a religion thing. I was wrong. It's actually a freaking It's a land thing. They want land. Both sides. So Israel, I'm gonna find this article. Israelis, and I don't know if it's the people or just the government. It's got to be the government, but the people are just brainwashed. But the Israeli people think, or the Israeli government think that land is like sacred or to them or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not picking a freaking side. I have no idea. I'm not either one. I haven't done 23andMe. As far as I know, my grandma is Chippewa, and that's on my dad's side, and my mom, like my dad's real last name is Aho, I guess. And on my mom's side, they're all like German. So I don't know what the hell I am. I want to do 23andMe. They're like, where's the red beard come from? You got to be like Viking or Irish. And I'm like, I have no idea. Not that I know of. Possibly. I have no clue. I got to do the 23andMe. Here's a little tangent. Every year for the last 5 years, my mom has asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, nothing. She's like, tell me, what do you want? And I'm like, 23andMe. Every year for the last 5 years. She's like, what do you want? It's like 120 bucks. I'm like, I just want 23andMe. If y'all could just pitch in together, you, my stepdad, and my sister, I want nothing else but 23andMe. I don't know why I don't do it by myself. I can. Any fucking moment of the day, sorry for cussing, I can just go on 23andMe, order the damn thing. But it's like, I'm kind of afraid of what I'll find. So I'm like, every time Christmas comes around, I'm like, just get the 23andMe or Ancestry.com, whatever the frick it is. Give me something where I can find out my ancestry, right? I want to know what I am. And it doesn't happen. So now it's like a joke. It's like, they don't get the one thing. I'm like, hey, this is what I really want. Don't give me socks, don't give me underwear, don't give me a video gaming system. Don't give me condoms. Don't give me don't give me no sex toys. They like fucking with me because I'm single now. Sorry for cussing. You know? I'm like, don't worry about none of that. Give me 23andMe. They don't do it. So I don't know. I'm going to have to get it someday. So my point of saying all that was I don't have a dinosaur in the fight. I don't have a dinosaur in the fight, okay? The Palestinian and Israeli people, I'm not picking a side. I hope y'all just come to a peaceful agreement and y'all stop fighting over fucking dirt. It's dirt. Sacred or not. I feel bad, you know, like for the Native American people, that shit's sacred. Maybe for the Israeli people, something's sacred, but it's like, you have Jerusalem. You have Jesus' homeland and where he passed away, I'm assuming. I don't know all the history, but that's what I've heard, you know? You have the God's Son's place. What do you want with the other spot? What is that? Why is that part sacred? I don't know. I didn't do my research, but I did do the research on why they're fighting, and it has to do with the freaking land. Something about the Britons. I'm gonna find it. It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna read this whole freaking thing so we're both clear. Israel conflict explained. Okay. A ceasefire has been agreed between Israel and the Palestinian militant Hamas. Now, I thought Hamas was like either a plot of land, a group of people. I didn't know it was Palestinian militant Hamas. I don't even know what that means. Is that like Al-Qaeda? Like it's just a part of a group, like a militarized group of Palestinian people? I didn't know this. I thought it was a different thing. It comes after 11 days of fighting where at least 240 people have been killed. Most of those deaths have been Palestinians in the territory of Gaza. Pause. This is on BBC News as of updated May 21st, 2021. Okay. Continue reading. Israel and Hamas both claimed victory in the latest conflict. The latest violence followed a month of rising tensions in Jerusalem, but the fighting has gone on for decades. A 100-year-old issue. Britain took control of the area known as Palestine after the ruler of that part of the Middle East, the Ottoman Empire, was defeated in World War I. The land was inhabited by Jewish minority and Arab majority. Tensions between the two peoples grew when the international community gave Britain the task of establishing a national home in Palestine for Jewish people. For Jews, it was their ancestral home, but Palestinian Arabs also claimed the land and opposed the move. Between the 1920s and 40s, the number of Jews arriving there grew, with many fleeing from persecution in Europe and seeking a homeland after the Holocaust of World War II. Violence between Jews and Arabs and British rule also grew. In 1947, the UN voted for Palestine to be split into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem becoming an international city. That plan was accepted by Jewish leaders but rejected by the Arab side and never implemented. The creation of Israel and the catastrophe. Again, this is BBC News, the website, updated yesterday. In 1948, unable to solve the problem, British rulers left the Jewish leaders declared the creation of the State of Israel. Many Palestinians objected and the war followed. Troops from neighboring Arab countries invaded. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians fled or were forced out of their homes in what they call al-Nakba, or the catastrophe. By the time the fighting ended in ceasefire the following year, Israel controlled most of the territory. Jordan occupied land which became known as the West Bank, and Egypt occupied Gaza. Jerusalem was divided between Israeli forces in the west and Jordanian forces in the east. Because there was never a peace agreement, each side blamed the other. There were more wars and fighting in the decades which followed. In another war in 1967, Israel occupied East Jerusalem and the West Bank, as well as most of the Syrian Golan Heights, G-O-L-A-N-H-E-I-G-H-T-S, and Gaza, and the Egyptian Sinai Peninsula. Most Palestinian refugees and their descendants live in Gaza and the West Bank, as well as in neighboring Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Neither they nor their descendants have been allowed by Israel to return to their homes. Israel says this would overwhelm the country and threaten its existence as a Jewish state. Israel still occupies the West Bank, and although it pulled out of Gaza, the UN still regards that piece of land as part of the occupied territory. 1 second, I'm looking both ways at a stop sign and taking a left. There's the blinker in case you were wondering. Safety first, y'all. In the past 50 years, Israel has built settlements in these areas, where more than 600,000 Jews now live. Oh, I missed the whole spot. Israel claims the whole of Jerusalem as its capital, while the Palestinians claim East Jerusalem as the capital of a future Palestinian state. The U.S. is one of only a handful of countries to recognize Israel's claim to the whole of the city. Then it says, in the past 50 years, Israel has built settlements in these areas, where more than 600,000 Jews now live. Palestinians say these are illegal under international law and are obstacles to peace, but Israel denies this. What's happening now? Tensions are often high between Israel and Palestinians living in East Jerusalem, Gaza, and the West Bank. Gaza is ruled by the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which has fought Israel many times. Israel and Egypt tightly control Gaza's borders to stop weapons getting to Hamas. Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank say they're suffering because of Israel's actions and restrictions. Israel say it is only acting to protect itself from Palestinian violence. Things have escalated since the start of the holy Muslim month of Ramadan in mid-April 2021. The nightly clashes between police and Palestinians. The threatened eviction of some Palestinian families in East Jerusalem has also caused rising anger. What are the main problems? There are a number of issues which Israel and the Palestinians cannot agree on. These include what should happen to Palestinian refugees, whether Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank should stay or be removed, whether the two sides should share Jerusalem, and perhaps most tricky of all, whether a Palestinian state should be created alongside Israel. Peace talks have been taking place on and off for more than 25 years, but so far have not solved the conflict. What does the future hold? I apologize. In short, the situation isn't going to be sorted out anytime soon. The most recent peace plan prepared by the United States when Donald Trump was president, called the Deal of the Century by Israeli that's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has been dismissed by the Palestinians. Sorry for clarifying that. Palestinians as one-sided and never got off the ground. Any future peace deal with both sides to agree to resolve complex issues. The BBC's Middle East editor, Jeremy Bowen, says this latest round of violence is the fourth big war between Hamas and Israel since 2008. He's seen previous wars end like this before. Similar things have been said by both sides in claiming victory, and then essentially the seeds of the next conflict are sown. I can tell you one thing for certain, that if the status quo does not change favorably, there will be another round of this. That must have been said by Jeremy Bowen. Okay, so that's what I'm up to. Still don't know what the fuck's going on. I apologize, forgive my swearing. So they're fighting over land that one said is sacred to them, but they were a minority, 40 to 60%. So there's 60% Palestinian to the 40% Israeli people that are claiming that it's a sacred land or whatever. That's what I got out of that. Maybe it's because I was driving and reading at the same time. Very bad idea. Forgive me, FedEx, it won't happen again. Maybe it will, I don't know. I don't see the future. Anyway. So yeah, I was up at 6:35 this morning reading that. I read about three quarters of the way through. I didn't finish it because I was like, I'm just going to read this whole thing anyway on the freaking podcast because it's like the clarification of what's going on. And it's not my words, and I wanted to give credit to whoever wrote that. So it was the BBC updated yesterday. I still don't know why in 2021 they're fighting about this. It seems to me, first of all, why the fuck is the U.S. involved in it? Like it said Donald Trump came up with a plan, and then Benjamin Netanyahu said it was against their interests or whatever the fuck he said. Sorry for cussing. Why are we involved in it? How about we just go there? We say, hey, now stop the fight, okay? And we say, what do you want? This is all hypothetical. Also, how about we don't? How about we just let them decide what the fuck they're gonna do? Excuse me. We have problems here. But also, here's the problem. Here's another thing I didn't realize till last night. I was watching, shout out Sarah Silverman. She's a comedian. She's got a podcast, I think it's called the Sarah Silverman Show, or something like that. And she was talking about, because she's Jewish, but she was born in New England. Or something like that. Or she's American. She's here. She's an American comedian. But she's also Jewish. I have no problem with Jewish people. She's talking about people just don't like Jews. I've never had a problem with the Jews. I don't know what the problems are. I don't know. All I know is they're good with money. That's all I know. And that might be racist or it might be racial. I think it's racial, and it's also a compliment. So get mad at me if you want, but you sound stupid. Here's what I'm saying. She said, I'm sick of people talking like I have to come out and say something about either for the Israeli people or against it, like take a stand for the Palestinian people. It's like, I'm American. Was born in New England. And then she brought up a good point, which I didn't think about while she was saying it, but if I was smart, I would have. She brought up the point that nobody, rightfully so, is not going up to the Chinese people in America, Chinese Americans, and saying, we need a statement from you on the Uyghur Muslims, the 1 million plus Uyghur Muslims that are being held for slave labor, or what are, I don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna have to do some research on that too, because that's fucked up also. Holy moly, it's a whole thing. That's a thing too. But she's right. But it's like, why you're not gonna go up to a Chinese American and be like, hey, what's your stance on the Uyghur Muslim situation in China? So why are they going to, just American Jewish people, Jewish American people? I don't know the correct terms, pronunciations. I hope I'm not pissing anybody off. But yeah, why are they going to her and demanding she come up with something to say about this? Because either way, she was like, either way I pick a side, I'm pissing some people off. So it's like, yeah. And that's what I'm saying about this bigger conflict of why we get involved or don't get involved, is because America is so culturally diverse that so many people want us to do one thing or another, militarily wise, or government, or sanctioning wise. There's so many people here of different religions and cultures, races, genders. I don't know. That I just made it up. I threw that in there to not piss anybody off. All the dragonflies out there that will get mad at me. But I think that's a problem. Not a cultural thing. Like, I think it's a good thing we have all these cultures. It's good for our children to come up in a world where everybody's here and everybody can get along. Let's make that happen. But it also becomes a problem when in other worlds where they don't have the cultural, or not worlds, other countries where they don't have the cultural diversity that America has, when we get involved or don't get involved, it doesn't matter. People here in our country will be pissed off at our government for either getting involved or not getting involved. That's a whole pickle I didn't think about till this morning. It's wild. It's got to be the worst job ever to be president, or like someone that comes up with the bills or whatever the hell, the sanctions or whatever. That's got to be soul sucking, gray hair making. I wouldn't want the job, but yeah, that's a whole thing. I just wish they'd get their damn shit together and just come to an agreement without us. Why do we need to be involved? Because probably Palestinian people here say, we got to stop that. Like they're literally doing it right now. There was a thing I read this morning saying that they're going to do marches across the U.S. for the Palestinian people. It's like, what's that going to accomplish? There's nothing I can do. You can march in front of me. You can stop the traffic in front of the delivery vehicle and say, fight for the Palestinian people. Or the same with the Israeli people could protest in front of me too. What am I going to do from America? Well, I'm working every day, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to keep my son fed and taken care of, and myself in good health, so I can keep making a living. What am I supposed to do? Why are we doing things here to try to affect something going on out there? Like just raising awareness? But it's like everybody knows what's happening. I didn't know the beef was over, but I knew what was happening. Fucking children were dying out there because they're fighting over land. 240 people plus were dead as of yesterday. For land. For fucking dirt. We need to relax. All of us. So this morning, this morning. So I'm over loading the van. We're all sitting there on the conveyor belt thing. We're all done loading, just waiting on the damn rest of our stuff so we can leave. Ex-wife called me. I said, "What's happening, Mama?" She goes, "You gonna be out here? I want to clean my car. I was wondering if you, excuse me, come watch Orion while I clean my car out." She was like, "How many packages do you got?" I was like, "I have a lot." It's a decent day. It's 78 stops. Yeah, I got 78 stops. One of them is knocked out, so I really have 77 because Loretto Lumber's closed today. I got no pickups. I love days like this. I can just go straight home. What else? Oh yeah, so we're sitting there. We're done. I get off the phone. I said, "What's up, bud?" You know, I was talking to Ryan, my son. I was talking to him a little bit. She has me on speaker. And then one of my coworkers comes over. She goes, "We're sitting there." She goes, "I didn't know you had a little boy." I was like, "Yeah, he's a little shit." She goes, "How old is he gonna be? Or how old is he?" I was like, "He's gonna be 2 in July." She goes, "Is that your only one?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You want any more?" I was like, "Yeah, I want a daughter, but first need to find a woman." She like laughed at me. I didn't know what to make of the laugh. I just finished my peach iced green tea, the Trenti. As I was, saying that, and I just got up and threw the cup out. I don't know what that meant. What was the laugh about? Is it because I look like I do? Because I got a dumpy body and I'm dumpable? I'm not gonna find a woman? Is that what's happening? Is my face too bloated? What's going on? Why is she laughing at? Why is she laughing at that statement? I'd like a daughter, but I need to find a woman first. Why is that funny? I don't know. Am I taking it too personal? Probably. Am I mad about it? No. I'm just curious as to why it's funny. I'll never get the answer. Maybe it's not funny. Maybe she felt bad for me. Maybe it was a sympathy or empathy laugh. I still don't know what the difference between those two are. Song of the day. How about that shit? I heard it last night at the bar. Night Moves by Bob Seger. Little too tired, could've used a few pounds. That's the song right there. Night Moves. This is my jam. It's a good mood song. I sat at the bar yesterday with my people. Told my uncle, uncles and aunts right there. I got a Monster and a water bottle, and then I ended up getting 2 more water bottles when I finished those 2. I was like, yeah, today's 7 days of no alcohol, no smoking, nothing. They were like, no way, congratulations. And then the uncle was like, you want a beer? I was like, yeah, let me get one. and then the bartender was like, he's not serious. Like, she didn't say that, but I knew she knew I was just fucking with him. Because he was kind of feeling good. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let me get one. Sorry for cussing. She wasn't going for it. I was like, you know what, give me a shot of Fireball too. I was just messing with him. I wasn't going to actually drink. So I did it. I was good. I did good. Sat around some drinking, sat around some smoking, sat around a fire pit. Sat around some youngins, some oldins. Just my tribe, man. Felt good. I didn't have a craving. And I'm pretty sure it's because my guy had your boy Chives hook me up yesterday with the damn good blessing words. And like a goodwill send-off, like, keep going, homie. I was like, damn, bro. And that would have been enough, but then he said, he quoted a line from, he quoted something I said from freaking the episode that day, yesterday. So I was like, holy shit. It helped a lot. Love you, bro. You saved my ass, because I almost slipped up last night. I had like a 78% chance of slipping up last night. But I didn't. Still sober. Feel good. I'm about, let's see, ten minutes from my first stop. It's been a good day so far. Yeah, I wish the conflict would end. I thought when this shit started, I thought we were going to become a closer people, like 9/11 made America back when it happened for the first week. I thought this whole pandemic was going to make us all a little bit be like, oh, we're all human. Nobody's better than the other. Nobody deserves the land. Like, we all just got lucky and we're freaking born where we were born. In the skin we were in. We're lucky. We didn't pick this shit. Unless you're a reptilian and you know something we don't. I didn't pick this shit. I was I'm very fortunate. Not only to be alive in general, like the chances of that are freaking insane. To be alive where I'm at, where I'm alive, and to be around the people I'm around, to know the people I know, that have the opportunities I've had, given the life I've been given, and all the things I've been through, to be here now. It's a damn blessing, and I didn't pick any of the shit. I'm grateful for it. Shout out life. I feel bad for other things, but then there's like, you think about it, it's like there's only so much you could possibly do. And they all say, like everywhere it says start. What did Michael Jackson say? I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Woo! I'm asking him to change his ways. And what? No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. That's it. Start with your damn self. That's what I'm doing. That's the current process I'm in, is freaking working on myself so that my son maybe will eventually have a chance to be like, I had good influences growing up, and it was around the right people, and my dad was he was like, he could have been freaking Thor. I was thinking about this last night. I had my shirt off. I got home from the bar, seeing my people. I saw my son. Oh yeah, so I saw my son last night. That's another thing. So now the uncle I'm talking about, I was fucking around with, saying, give me a shot of Fireball. My ex-wife calls me and she's like, I asked her, how's my guy? And she calls me, she's like, he's good, he's sleeping, we just had ice cream. And I said, can I come put him to bed? And she was like, well, he's sleeping right now, and he'll probably be sleeping when I get home, so blah blah blah. And I was like, well, I gotta come out there anyway, my van's over there. She's like, you parked at my place? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, she said, why? And I was like, because I want to see my son. And she was like, will you at least ask permission next time? I'm like, alright, whatever. Like, what the fuck? I came out to hang out with my son. I thought you were going to be home. I thought it would just be obvious that when you got there, you'd be like, here's his van. I'm going to call your dad. What's he doing here? Clearly to hang out with my son. So she was like, giving me this ear beating about parking outside her place that I helped build. And nobody parks there anyway. Unless they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is why I didn't hear from her on Wednesday when I wanted to hang out with my son. She had my son around 300 or 500 freaking weirdo dudes playing Dungeons and Dragons. Subconsciously, that messes with me. I'm like, damn, maybe that's another reason I wanted to drink last night, because I wasn't going to have my son. I didn't know what the hell they were going to be doing. I was like, well, she's going to be having my son around freaking weirdos, and I can't do nothing about it. Anyway, sorry, forgive me about that random ass tangent. I swear to God, I don't do Adderall or Coke or pills. I literally haven't had anything except for liquids this morning and a ham and Swiss panini. Maybe it's the 2 things of caffeine thing plus this one caffeine thing. I don't know. I forget where I was going with all that. Oh yeah, so my uncle, he's sitting right next to me while I'm talking to her. He goes, let me talk to her. And he's got his fit ass forearm in my face. So I'm like, hold on. So I hand him the phone, and she's talking to him, he's talking to her. He gives me the phone back, and she goes, don't do that again. I'm like, what? She goes, don't give me the phone. Don't give the phone to other people. I'm like, all right, okay, gotcha. Anyway, she goes, you drinking? I'm like, no. She goes, why are you at the bar? I'm like, I'm hanging out with my friends. She's like, I'm like, why you called me? Like, I'm trying to see my son. You called me, right? She goes, I'm just trying to check and see where you're at, like, alcohol-wise. I'm like, I'm sober. I've been sober for 7 days now. Just wanted to hang out with my son. That's why I'm parked outside. So anyway, I walk over there. She's like, you can take him out of the car seat and take him up to his, and take him into his bedroom and lay him in his crib. I'm like, well, I really just wanted to, like, watch you do that and then kiss him on the forehead while he's laying in his crib. Say goodnight. So I don't know if she understood that's what I was saying or what, but what ended up happening was she pulled him out of the car seat and then she stood there like, okay, you say goodnight to him here. So I just kissed him on the head and left. I got his motorcycle and shit. It was already in the van, but yeah, I just got to kiss him on the head and left. He's so damn cute while he's sleeping. Because he comes out of the car seat, you know he's thinking like, oh, I'm home, it's so late, thanks gosh, mama. I'm glad I get to go to bed in my crib. And he just throws his head on mom's shoulders. It's the cutest shit. He got his little chunky ass wrist up on her shoulder. I love that kid, man. Anyway, I'm damn near close now. Might be dropping off these first few stops. Might see y'all tonight, might talk to y'all tonight, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Like earlier, you know, they call me Cody Fingers It Out. That's what I do. I figured it out. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned. Like I said, in the Off the Clock Thoughts episode, go follow my brother at YABOICHIVES, your boy Chives, on Instagram. Made the music, makes good music. Buy his stuff, like him, follow him, like his shit on Instagram. Him and his woman, I swear to God, I'm gonna become an ordained minister to marry them because they're freaking gorgeous. They're a beautiful couple. You go follow my boy at Go Home Johnny. Listen to his, or watch and listen and watch and like and follow his show, A Monday Mood, on Mondays. Go check out my girl, follow and like Jessica Scott, but her Instagram is at original_weirdness. She's got some real cool shit up there. Go like her shit. Tell everybody I said what's happening. I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Have an amazing, happy Saturday. Thank y'all. Tune in again. Bye-bye.